Welcome back to That Leslie Sound.
Today we're going to add a new pedal to the series.
On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a pedal. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with the great people in the industry. I'm going to back into this one. Social media starts popping. We start seeing this pedals there and like, oh my goodness. And then we're getting texts from people and messages from people. You should probably get this. So reached out to our contact at zZounds and had one sent to us. They helped us out.
We bought this one.
Yeah, this is ours.
Yeah, we bought this one.
Imagine
that.
So we're going to show it to you tonight. It's part of our Leslie Sound.
Yeah, actually, I was really excited about this because when we did that Leslie Sound series, we had somewhere between 20 and 30 pedals in that series, probably. I never went back and checked it. I know there was an episode that was like 23 pedals so far, and we've done a number of them since then. So a lot of pedals in that series. And obviously we couldn't keep them all because back then we weren't hooked up with like Zsounds and stuff or whatever. And we were buying them on the used marketplace. We were getting companies, buying them from company, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of them had to get kind of sold. And one of the ones that got sold was the Boss RT-20.
The big brother to this, I suppose.
Yeah. And I was always kind of disappointed about that. You know, looking back on it, I like the way it sounds, and I can't ever get over that little swirling, little swirly guy up here. That I'm not sure how good that shows up on the camera on this one, but it's pretty cool. It's like purple and blue or pink and blue.
Yeah, blue and red, but turns purplish in all those colors. One represents fast, one represents slow.
Yeah, like it. So, I was excited about that. We got this one in right away. This is not, I don't think that this is just they took the RT-20 and shrunk it down. It's a little bit different. There's some different functionality in it, some different sounds in it. Really cool addition to the whole That Leslie Sound series. And I think we're going to get into it. And I think maybe kind of a cool place to start would just be let you play the Leslie riff that you played all through. I've already played mine, and then you had one you played through all this. I'm going to throw on the ground for Pat. I have a little momentary latching or momentary switch here that I made years ago. We have that plugged in to go back and forth between fast and slow. That's how I did it, throwing it on the floor. Later in the episode, we're going to show you how to use the button on the actual pedal in case you don't have something like that. You don't have a Boss foot switch or one that you put together out of $10 worth of parts.
PRS Silver Sky, a little bit of Echo Tour, stereo, Tyler JT22, and the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. Reference tone is clean. The pedal's on. We're just going to go. So here we go.
Cool. It sounds great.
That sounds really good.
You might hear a lot of times we do clips of the videos lately, but We're doing this one kind of live, so the amps are running. We have 2 amps running back here. You might hear a little bit of... There's some amp buzz in the room. I don't know if it'll come on the microphone, but some 60-cycle hum, if you will.
That's right.
I think, let's do this. A really easy place to start would be with the mode switch. So the RT-20 had 4 different modes. One of them was actually a uni-vibe, and I kept remembering that. I went back and watched our RT-20 video earlier today to see what the difference was. And those 4 modes were a little bit different than the 3 that are on here. Mode 1, which is the one that you just heard, basically the standard setting of the Leslie 122. When I think back on all the pedals we've done, the 122 setting is kind of the one... I know it's one I lean to. I think maybe you're kind of in the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you have like the spinning rotor and then the drum. Mode 2 is based on the sound of mode 1, but adjusted for a wider range. And then mode 3 is a new dimension of rotary sound that combines a strong sense of rotation and a deeper distortion. And some of these I think are done if you're using, in case you're using them with like drive or something like that to help with that a little bit. We're not going to do that, but we will flip through them. So I'll let you play a little bit. I'll flip it to mode 2, let you play a little bit, flip it to mode 3.
All right. So this is back still on mode 1 after I just finished. Do it slow?
Yeah, to switch it to slow.
Yep.
It's on, is it on slow?
Yeah, it went back down.
All right. Could we do like just a... Because I want to hear if that tremolo pops out more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just like a chord, like whatever, like a big chord, let it go.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a difference.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so where to go now?
Rate and speed?
Yeah, I
Same
think...
thing, or-
So the interesting thing about this particular Leslie pedal or rotary pedal is there's not knobs for like mic placement. There's not knobs for some of the other set knobs you might find on some of the other ones.
Right.
We're in the fast mode. So on this stacked knob, the top knob, the thinner knob, is the fast speed. So why don't we just real quick show what maybe the fastest fast and the slowest fast are. And we're going from maybe we were about, 11 o'clock when we started. So,
And they're calling these the dual axis knobs.
the center of the dual axis knob.
That's right. Right. Good.
Cool. So, I mean, I kind of like it right there.
Yeah.
A little bit under halfway, but I mean, I didn't feel like all the way up got
No, it wasn't too.
the hummingbird.
Yeah. Right. Right.
If we switch it over to slow, and I'm doing that with a button on the floor right now just for ease of use. I'm going to turn it down to the slowest slow, and we'll run that.
Thank gosh, there's a light because you might be the only way you're going to hear it.
It almost makes me wonder if we had it set too slow. I like it maybe up just a little bit. All right. There's on the other side of the pedal, there's a volume knob. I guess I'll let you play a little bit, and maybe I'll turn the pedal on and off and move that around just so you can kind of hear what's going on.
All right.
So you can go kind of below where you're starting,
Right.
or boost it up a little bit. Should I say it?
What's that called?
That perceived volume loss you get from modulation effects.
There was actual volume loss here when you turned it to the left.
Yeah, how about it? So there's two little switches on the back of the RT-2. On the left-hand side, there's a switch that's labeled either drive or balance. Maybe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And right now we have it in the balance side. And so what that does is makes that, what would you call them?
Axis knobs.
The dual axis knob, right? Yeah. The wider part of the dual axis knob. It changes that to control the balance. So if you go to the left, it gets more bassy. If you go to the right, more to like the low rotor. And if you go to the right, it goes more to the high rotor. And I think it's really important to show you this. So I'm going to let you play, and I'm going to roll that knob around.
All right.
Should we do it fast or slow? Let's do it fast.
All right.
So
goes from wet blanket to AM radio.
I was watching somebody that was doing a video on this, and I almost wondered. They actually made like a comment. I'm not gonna say who it was, but they actually made a comment like, I thought it would have more
like fuller or richer.
Fuller, yeah. And I actually think that maybe, to me, it sounded like that
the balance knob
was up high,
yeah, or
higher than I would have put it,
right,
which took away some of the low end. And we found that knob to be pretty useful in dialing in the sound on this. That's the 4 knobs. That's the 3 modes. Let's talk about ramp time. So there's a little switch on the back on the right-hand side that deals with ramp time. And I'm going to let Pat play and just jump between fast and slow. Maybe play something that's not terribly busy so they can hear that ramp between fast and slow. And then we're going to switch the switch and let you do it again.
All right.
Maybe I should have left that slower for that, but I think it's all right.
You can still hear it for sure.
All right, try it again. Now we've gone from a slow ramp to the fast ramp.
It's still nice. It depends on how you want to use it.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I actually kind of like that because one of the rotary pedals I've used the most being the Rotosphere from Hughes and Kettner, it doesn't have the ability to change the ramp speed, I don't think. If it does, I haven't touched it in like 3 years. But now, after playing with that so much, I know how long that ramp takes.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, if I want to be at a fast speed by the top, the head of this course or whatever, I know about where I need to step on that pedal to get there. Mm-hmm. So I don't hate that kind of fixed ramp.
Right.
And it's nice that you have the two options, whether you want it to happen really fast or happen really slow. If I go to the other side and go from that balance switch and switch that over to drive, I'm going to switch the ramp back. Now, I'm going to roll that drive all the way off, which is where it's been this whole thing. If you want to play, maybe you want to play and I just roll the drive up.
I just want to hear it slow because it gets really. Because I don't know what you were going to say next, but like for us, when we first started doing these pedals and it said drive, I'm thinking, oh, you're going to give me this saturated like lead sound, and it's not. It's more of a grinding organ, a searing organ, if you will. And I thought when you turn it back a little bit and I slowed that down, man, that was big.
I bet when we started doing the Leslie Sound series like 5 or 6 years ago, we wouldn't have liked that.
No.
We would have been like, that's terrible.
It's dirty.
Right. But now, you're just doing so many pedals and then playing with the Leslie pedal for a long time. That's the sound.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a big course, a big bridge or something, and you really want the Leslie to sizzle through, that's really cool to have that capability there. So one thing we haven't talked much about is this idea. So if you're going to put this on your board, you could plug an expression pedal into it, and you could pull this off, put an expression pedal on, and you could use that to control the speed. Or you can actually use it to control the drive. But if I'm understanding the manual right, when you plug something in here, you have turned the switch on the pedal to just an on-off switch.
Right.
So as cool as using the Leslie pedal, like using an expression pedal to bring the drive in would be, I'm not sure how you change the speed of it then. And I'm not sure I would like that.
Right.
So, and maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm taking from what I read. You can use multiple pedals on here. If you use a TRS pedal, then you can go between fast and slow and also add a brake pedal. So a brake pedal would just be when you push that, it would just stop the spinning. The pedal would still be on, but the virtual spinning would stop. So that's kind of cool. But let's pull this. Let's unplug this. And so now we're back to like just the pedal. So what if you're just putting this on your board and you don't have some kind of external pedal to plug into it? The way it comes stock, on, off, on, off, on. How would you go through speed? That would just be a press and hold. So if you play, we have it on. So great. You step on it, and then every time you want to change from fast to slow, you just press and hold it until it changes. Easy.
Right.
Boss did something cool though. They gave you 4 different options. You can reverse that. So I press and I turn it on, and then a quick press goes between fast and slow, and then I press and hold to turn it off. Or I press and I turn it on, and it's always slow, and when I press and hold, it speeds up until I take my foot off. Or I press and turn it on, and it's always fast until I press and hold, and then it slows it down. Let's do that because we haven't done it yet. I want to see how hard it is to do.
That's right. If there's a time lapse and you see things going in fast forward, it's taking longer than we thought.
Well, I read the instructions a half hour ago.
Yes.
And
fresh.
Let's see. Here's what I took away from it. You have to have it in mode 1. You got to turn all the knobs all the way off except the slow speed goes to max. You unplug it, hold down the pedal, bring it in. And now we're in the settings mode. Mm-hmm. And so the light is up here at the top. The one I want is when it's pointing at like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock is
left.
drive, right?
So I'm going to turn the drive knob. And see, that's mode 2 for the switch, mode 3 for the switch, mode 4 for the switch. And then I just press that, saved, and now it's saved in there. So when I turn it on, it should always be fast, and when I hold it down, it should slow down.
All right. What chords haven't I played yet?
And I just switched it to the quick because it was taking a long time to slow down. So again, excuse the pop, unplug it. Look at that keyboard. Unplug it, turn all these all the way down except for that one, which is why we saved this to the end. Hold it down, plug it in. Now it's back at the top, which is one I want to put it back to. So I don't need, if I wanted to switch it, I could move the drive knob and switch it. Don't need to. And then, boom, stored. And then we like this knob there.
I think it's the only lesson we learned. After we switched it to the mode, we didn't go back and manipulate the knobs and put it back where we like it, but we got there.
Yeah. So, anything else to add?
That's pretty cool. I mean, because, we use certain things a certain way. Not the only way, not necessarily always the right way. So there's so many options here that I was trying to process, like how would you use them? And it can also be used on keyboards and other things. And it depends. Like I kind of like that where it's always one speed and you could have your whole, like a momentary thing. Because I had a vibrato pedal I did that with a little bit. So I could see using it that way. And you just have to decide, would you want to start fast and go to slow or go slow and go to fast? There's a lot of interesting things in there for sure.
Well, and if you're trying to do a smaller board where you don't want to put a whole bunch of, you don't want extra pedals on to control the speed,
right?
Or you don't have them, you have 4 different ways that you can do that. And honestly, I think there's like 4 or 5 different ways that you can plug pedals in and control it too, depending on which pedals,
right.
Whether you have momentary or whatever you have, that you can do that as well. So, like I said, a lot of times we do, a new pedal, we're doing clips, more clip things than walking through all the features. But on this one, we wanted to go back to kind of the old format and walk through all the features. You'll see plenty of clips from it. There's also a clip. There's already a clip of it being used on the PR Studio video we did. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to pop up in other videos for more clips.
Especially since it lives here now.
Yeah. Final thoughts? Any other final thoughts?
I thought it really sounded great. Honestly, like we've gone through a lot of them, and I'm sure my memory would be adjusted to a different pedal. We dropped it down, but it was like, it sounded great the first time I heard you play it. It's not, if you don't do any of the secondary functions and you just go right as face value, it's really easy to dial up something good. And then you have your ramp there. If you leave it just in stock setting, I think it's a really great pedal.
I do too. That's kind of my final thought as well. I do too. I'm not a fan of expression pedals on a Leslie pedal. I don't think you need it. I think the thing that makes the Leslie pedal so cool, and if you haven't tried this yet, is that ramp feature, knowing how long that ramp feature is and where you speed it up and where you slow it down within the mix of who you're playing with and what you're playing. Especially if you're doing something that builds. I love in the build to go from like kind of the slow to the fast. And this does, it gives you multiple ways to do it. Like you said, it gets a really easy to dial in sound. It's a Boss. Do you remember the price point? 2 something?
I think it was like $229.
$279?
Go to the affiliate link.
Yeah, there will be an affiliate link. It's not cheap.
No.
It's not like they put out a $99 rotary pedal that sounds amazing, and now you don't need to think about any. So this, I mean, I definitely contender, but there's other things in that price range, or maybe a little bit more. It's definitely cheaper than maybe going with, like, I hate to say it, but like going with the Neo Instrument stuff. It's a little cheaper than that, but I'm not sure where it falls in line with maybe like the new Keeley Rotary or something like that. So.
And it has a really nice footprint. Because sometimes these rotary pedals, especially its big brother, they get bigger. Yeah. I'm not saying there's not other ones in this size enclosure, but for this size enclosure, that price, that's
and
pretty nice.
Being able to control the dual speed thing too.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's it. The Boss RT-20. The one thing I would like to do before we get out of here is pull the Fender amp out of the loop. Hopefully that doesn't buzz like crazy. And maybe let you play us out with in mono. So they hear it in mono for once.
Back to my thing? Or
yeah, that'd be fine. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Anytime you leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, click notification bell, any of that stuff. Your interaction with us is what helps us interact with cool people. In this case, we interacted with zZounds to get in the Rotary Ensemble RT-2 to share with you. And we appreciate that. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.